Hi, this is Erica.simonavice with Tate Realtors, and thank you so much for joining me for this video. Today we're going to talk about the housing profile of the greater Greenville area in South Carolina. We're going to talk a little bit about the market makeup, a little bit about cost of living here, a little bit about housing affordability, and then ultimately what that means for any potential buyers that are looking to move to the area and for the homeowners that already live here. Most of the information I'm going to be providing you guys today comes from these guys over here. They put out a wonderful report called the 2020 Housing Profile, a Market Snapshot. So a huge thank you to those guys for putting out this report and allowing me to help share the information with you. So let's talk about this market. First off, when I talk about the greater Greenville area, I'm referring to Greenville County, Pickens County, and Lawrence County. Within that, it roughly equates to about a little over 700,000 people. So we'll also be comparing a little bit to Raleigh and Charleston, which are similar populations. So population density, how many people per square mile are in the area. So in greater Greenville, we've got 869.5 people. Don't know if I'd want to be that 0.5 person, but it is significantly lower than Charleston or Raleigh. So we've got a little bit more space to play with. So next up is housing density. So that's how many houses are on a square mile in the area. So Greenville's about right in the middle between Charleston and Raleigh. We've got 1,026 homes per square mile, whereas Charleston has significantly less, which just basically means there's a greater variance between who has land and who doesn't. And then Raleigh, which is slightly more than us, so they on average have less property per home. So one of the nice things about living in the Greenville area is that we do have limited commute times. Our average commute tends to be about 17, almost 18 minutes, whereas US average is about 25.4, and then Charleston and Raleigh actually have about a 21-minute commute. One of the big things that we are working on as a city and have made more of a priority lately is expanding our public transportation. So right now we are the worst out of the three as far as how many homes are actually near public transportation. With that, we only have about 28%, whereas Charleston and Raleigh have 61 and 46% respectively. Even though the same number of jobs, right around 30, which again is US average as well, are near transit lines as well. Next, we come to one of the biggest topics, which is affordability. So the nice part about Greenville is actually according to the Cost of Living Index, which is just a measure of relative prices across the country on price levels for consumer goods and services. We actually are below the US average. So say the US average is the 100, which is kind of the marker. We are at 90.8, which is really nice and is actually quite a bit less than what we see as far as Charleston and Raleigh. So now we'll talk a little bit on affordability. So in the greater Greenville area, our median price of a house is $206,000. That was from 2019, as well as our median income for a household is $66,500 per year. So with that, our home opportunity index is 71.7. Now, what the heck does that mean? So it basically means that where we're looking at the numbers is Q3 from 2018, 71.7% of those homes could be affordable for people with the median income. So that's a pretty good number, I would say. Our index is definitely going down as the median prices increase, and we don't quite see the same increase in the median household income. There are a few other factors that go with that, so if you're a really statistic nerd, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to let you know what additional assumptions were made to make those numbers. But overall, we've got a fairly affordable housing market here. So like most markets, the greater Greenville area has seen a decrease in our supply levels and an increase in the demand for homes wanted in this area. With that, we've seen a huge uptick in new builds, and as a great option for people who are looking to get into a home, whether it's in the market or doing selling their home and getting into another one. Between 2018 and 2019, we saw an uptick of 20% of builder permits. As we see the cost of building going up, whether that's the cost of land or the cost of supplies, it becomes less and less of a viable option for people. Median home price for new builds was $281,420. In order to be able to afford that, again with several assumptions, the household income needs to be at least $71,295. So households being able to afford it in Greenville are only 34% right now. So down to the real stuff. What does that mean for you? First off, we'll talk for a current homeowner in the greater Greenville area. I have 3 takeaways from you. 1, your home is likely worth more than you think, and it's probably gone up pretty significantly in the last year. Number 2, interest rates are low, which allows you to be able to take the equity from your current home, put it into a new home that's probably more expensive than you would think with a similar monthly payment. And then number 3, inventory on the market is really low right now. We are under 2 months of inventory, whereas a healthy seller's market is about 6. So your home could go for even higher price at this time as there's lower inventory, lower competition. So if you've thought about selling or not quite sure if this is the forever home for you, please let me know. I'd love to be able to help you get to what your forever home is. Now, my potential home buyers, whether you're in the area already or looking to move here from out of state, I have 3 things for you too. Number 1, if you're moving here from somewhere else, you could be saving money. Depending on where you're moving to, we've got a very low cost index. It's affordable to live here right now. I can't promise that forever. No one's got a crystal ball, but as of right now, it's relatively affordable. Number 2, housing averages and medians have gone up. We've seen our average go up 9.2% over the last year, and we've seen our median go up 7.1% over the last year. So ultimately, you want to try to either A, make a plan to get into the house, or start looking as soon as possible so that your investment can start happening now. So thank you again for watching. I very much appreciate it. Again, this is Erica.simonavice with Tate Realtors. I hope this information was helpful for you. It certainly was for me to do the research. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions, concerns, and then don't forget to hit the like button.